national service. I don't know what all the national servicemen were doing around at that time. So, we warriors were simply taught to be disciplined, first of all, to be honest, to be hardworking, and to have a kind heart, because God made us special for a reason. So, I didn't go to school. I'm not totally uneducated. I went to Senang. The wall is very high, it's like Changi prison, you know. So when the driver brings you there, you go in there, you tell yourself, God, behave yourself, otherwise you'll never escape from this prison. So for that, I was there for 12 years because we half Indian, half Chinese children are all like ADHD, you know. They call us autistic and things like that, you know, in those days. Now they call you that. In those days, we were considered smart, you see. So they put us in that school. And they make you pray 12 times a day, 24 every day. So I almost became a nun. So God saved the convent. I went to Katong Convent and I became the warrior. So fast forward, my father was Indian, my mother is a lapsed Christian, we have Malay friends, Muslim friends, etc. My father built an Indian temple in Changga Road called the Sri Lakshminarayan Temple and a Chinese temple in Moonstone Lane. He never told us who is God. He just told us, Beta, you are special. Beta means child, you are special. So every morning I get up, I run up to the sun, I look at the sun and I say, Baba, I'm special. What shall I do today? Then I run back to my bathroom, I have a shower, I look at my body, and it's beautiful, even now. To follow any specific religion. We were never told which God to believe in and whose God is right and whose God is wrong. We were only taught a culture of respect for all life and to have a good heart. So the next part, career. Everybody is worried now, go to school or don't go to school or whatever, right? So when I finished school, I wanted to be a doctor. But my father was an organized Indian. My eldest brother Jiwan is a doctor. Mohan is a lawyer. So he reckoned he's a landowner, I should be an architect. But he's a racist, you know, because all of his girlfriends are Chinese. But he wanted me to go to India, to the School of Architecture in New Delhi, and hoping that I'll marry an Indian, of course all of which never happened, you know. So I didn't go to university. So moral of the story is, no need to go to university. Alright, you're smart like me, you don't need to go to university. And you are all smart. Because if you're not smart, you won't be sitting here. You're the selected 100 people, right? So give yourself a clap. So going faster, after the career, I got married once and I got bored, I sacked my husband. All you must try once, sack the husband. You know, don't think that marriage is forever. I never had children because children are painful. And you have no time, you don't have children. You have no money, you don't have children. Right? So I have time, I have money, but I don't have children. I have 25 dogs on my farm. Right? So at age 40, my youngest brother who ran the business became almost blind. My father passed away, and I had to come back and do national service. I was busy building houses, etc. At age 45, we were all going to retire. We all want to go to Perth. We had built 40 apartments in Perth City. We have 500 acres of land in Margaret River. We're all going to rock and roll to Australia, right? Because Singapore, no land, no water. They tell you no land, no water. You listen to you don't want to stay here, right? But I'll tell you the last part of the story later. So we all went to Australia. My best friend's husband, who's half Amoy and half Chinese, played a game of tennis, had a heart attack and died. So evil, people died. Anyway, so by the serious, he died, you know. So the wife came back to work here. We were flying home one day with my husband. I opened up the newspaper and I read about a farmer down in Singapore. I said to my husband, look, darling, there's land in Singapore for farming. The PAP tell you no land, no water, and all this is all BS, you know. Right? So we immediately went to this lady. We found out there was a tender in September. So you see, the universe organizes it. So we tendered for the land, we built our house, etc., and our beautiful farm. So you visit my kampong, it's very beautiful. We have no water problems, we have no neighbor problems, right? We don't have haze problem because we burn fire and make haze and blow it to our neighbors. You know? So why did I choose to retire in Singapore? Because most people, when they ask you, you want to go away to Australia. How many of you want to leave Singapore and go somewhere? I'm so disappointed. Come to my farm and I'll shoot you, okay? Now, darling, the best place for you is the place where you're born, or you have come here as a young child. You're a first-class citizen. You can make a big difference to your country. You can make a big difference to people who are less privileged than you. I employ a girl who has cerebral palsy on my farm. She wrote a book called Scaling Walls. She comes to work from Tampines to my farm, which is in Choa Chu Kang, every day by bus. It takes her 2 hours and 2 hours to go home, so 4 hours a day. We have a 3/4 blind boy who washes dishes and he has to look at everything like that. So I told my staff they could help him instead of scolding him, you know. So you can make a difference if you love your country. And most importantly, when rich people like me love our country becomes the best place in the world. So, in closing, let me assure you, you will all be fortunate Singaporean pioneers. But you have to do a few things. You have to plan your lives well. You shouldn't dance to anybody's tune. You know, you should remember that if you can be replaced by a machine and a monkey, your boss will sack you and get a cheaper machine and a cheaper monkey. Right? So you must be a smart monkey like me. I can sing, I can dance, I can do anything, but I have never turned on a computer in my life. My phone is only a 2G phone. Alright? Find out who answers my emails. And warriors never say, yes sir, 3 bags full. When warriors are asked to jump, we will ask, why do I have to jump? Not how high. So I leave you with the thought to be a great warrior when you grow up, and in your animation, remember the most important role of any human being is to be a great warrior and a great protector. It is not about killing someone. And by the way, we have plenty of water. Singapore has one of the highest rainfalls in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Madhavan, right? And by the way, we have a lot of land. All we have to do is send our army offshore from Singapore. They're sitting on 20% of the land. So when we take back that land, we have plenty of land for you, so don't worry. Alright, so on that note, thank you very much for being a wonderful